once again. So today I have the topic is 2.2.15.2 array in Swift. I already discussed like how you can create an array, right, in 2.2.15.1. Only the creation of the array I just completed there. Now I'm just focused over there for rest of functions because lots of functions are there, and if we'll go slow then things will not complete very fast, right? So we need to focus on quality also, but we need to just focus on time constraint as well. So today I decided like I'll explain as much as I can explain in this 2.2.15.2. So from second point we'll start. If you don't know about the first point, you can check point 1, the previous video. So quickly I'll open my array playground and I'll say, suppose I have a list, let list, and this is a string list, and this list have some value like A and B, right? A and B. Now I want to implement number 2, which is how to inspect an array. Then you can just, it's very simple, like there are 3 functions, isEmpty, count and capacity. So how you will just store the capacity on the array over the array, you can just say like list dot reserved capacity is there. So if you want to give the reserved capacity, that means if you are giving 5, that means it will hold 5 values inside the heap. So reserve capacity will hold the 5 values. Now you need to make let to where, because this is you are just changing your array, right? So reserve capacity will be 5. Then you can use those features like if your array doesn't have any value and still you will print something like that, list dot capacity, it will give you the capacity number of 5, right? So it will be print as a 5. Now capacity will give you 5, but the count will be 0 and isEmpty will be true in this case, right? So like that you can just explore the things and you can see those things are there, right? So like that you can just inspect the array, and if you will print your list dot isEmpty, then it will give you the true result, and list dot count will be your 0 count, right? So like that you can just inspect an array into the Swift. So don't use like list dot count equals to so and so and something like that, which will be not feasible actually, and you will like list dot count and something like that you will use in your logic, then it will be not good enough. So you should use like isEmpty or not, like that, right? So those things are inspecting elements, count, capacity, and isEmpty, right? And now you need to go for the third one. This is saying how to access element in array. So this was inspecting. Now number 3 is saying how to access element in array. So the same list I will create here, and I'll just comment this thing because it's already completed, right? Now if you will see accessing element in the array is like, if you want to get some array value, then you can pass the index, which is subscript of the array. Also first and last will give you the result. Also some range from where to where you will pass the thing, and the array slice will be a new result, right? So quickly you can just check them and it will be there. So suppose I have A and B and C and then D, right? So these things I have, and I want to access this array. So suppose one by one we'll go. Here subscripting is saying like I want to know about C, like I want to get C, then how you will do the C, how you will get the C. So you need to just call list, and index of the C will be 0, 1 and 2. So you'll say 2 and it will print C, right? Like that, by the indexing you will finish it off. Then first and last, if you will give first and last object like that, list dot first will be there, and it will be always optional, so you need to use iflet keyword, and you know very well what is iflet. If you don't aware about this thing, check the previous videos, right? So if things will be there, then only it will return, otherwise it will not give you value, and it will be nil, because it can be empty as well, right? In that case, what will happen with the array? He will find and he'll give you nil, right? So right now a is there. Same like that, first you can just copy paste and check it out, last, right? And it will give you the last result. So it's pretty simple, right? Now you access particular index first and last, but what will happen if you will focus on a complete slice, like from 0 to 1 I want, right? 0 to 2 I want, so ABC I want. So how you will do this? So I'll comment all the thing, and I'll say I'll create a range have 3 types of ranges are available, like that. This is half range, this is close range, and then this one will be your one side range, right? So like that, or you can say like that, right? So I want to create a range, like where let my range will be like that, range, and range I'll create something like that, 0 to less than 3, so 0 1 and 2. So till C I will go and just I want a array slice, so where my slice I want from this complete array. So I'll say, hey list, listen, I want a range also from your side, can you give me this? So it will be there, right? So ABC will be there. So like that this function will work. Subrange, range, right? Subscript in the sense subscript will work in those squares, in between those squares, right? So like that you can just prepare your array. So accessing is completed. Now the number 4 is saying your how to add elements into the array, right? So how you can add something into the array. So I'll comment again, and I'll say this is number 4, and 4 is saying how to add elements into the array, right? So that adding part again I'll use here, same list, and I'll say I want to add D to ABCDE, right? So I'll say list dot append and ABCDE, right? And it will append over there. So one function is append. Then insert in the sense where you want to insert. So suppose I want to insert in between B and C, then 0 1 and 2 index or 1 index, right? So what I'll do, list insert, and then I'll say insert new element, means any X value I just want to insert in between 0, suppose 0 and 1, then I'll give like at 1 index please insert me, right? So now at 1 index X will be there, and the 1 index B was there, B X like interchange over there, and B went to the 2's position, and automatically everything shifted over there, and D was the at the E was at the end, and it was pretty flexible. It went there, X went there on the B's place, and B shifted, right? Like that it will be insert over there. Now insert contains of C, that means contains of, that means sequence, right? So the whole thing I want to insert, right? 3 to 4 things I just want to insert them, a complete different slice I want to insert there. Then how you can do contents of, so collection. So I have a collection, so suppose X and then Y and Z I want to insert over there at index 1. Then what will happen? So X will shift it over there, same like B will shift over there, and what will happen, you'll see A and then YZ inserted at the 1 and 2 position, X shifted, and everything shifted properly, right? So they are pretty flexible. whatever things are coming, they are accepting them and they are shifting, right side. Now replacing subrange and replacing subrange, that means, and reserve capacity I just already told you in this first, like how to access element. I just say I said, like, into the inspecting element, reserved capacity, whatever reserve capacity you will give, that particular capacity will be stored over there, and it will not create or remove again and again into the heap, right? Rest we can just discuss about the replace subrange, right? So I want to replace yz from something else, right? So how I can just replace a subrange, right? So again, I know the range, how I created, like range will be there, that I'll create like that, range from 0 to 3, 0 to 2, right? That is my range, and I want to replace something, right? So replace subrange, so I'll use replace subrange, and range will be there, and 0, 1 and 2, that means 3 things are there, right? So I want 3 elements. So from 0 to 3 I want to replace 3 elements, 0 to 2 I want to replace 3 elements. So I'll say you can replace them with I and O and S, right? So once you will do this, you'll see first A Y Z replaced by iOS, right? And X was remaining same. So like that you can replace in a range also, not in a single word as well. So list dot replace subrange will work over there, right? And then you can just consider the last, like list dot capacity. I already reserve capacity already I just explained you, minimum capacity, whatever capacity you will give, that much of values will be there, and if you will remove everything, still that capacity will be available, right? So capacity count, if you will just print, then 5 will be there always. Now number 5 is saying how to combine an array, how you can just combine an array, right? So for this you need to do some efforts like this. Again, I'll copy this thing and I'll paste here, how to combine an array, right? So combining array, append plus 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 or plus equals to, right? So simple, like if you want to combine 2 arrays, I have list 1 and I have list 2, something like that, but this list 2 I will not use here. Yeah, I'll say like I want a new result, and that new result should be look like that, list dot append new element you want to append, or contents of you want to append, right? So if you will append a new value, only single new value, then ABCDE will be there, as I already explained you, right? But if you want to focus on a complete sequence, right, append a contents of sequence, then list 2 will be there, and the whole array will be the new array, and that will be look like yeah. So it is saying I will not give you the result, append will not give you a new result, okay? It will always be empty. So it is saying I add an explicitly type annotation of silence this warning, right? So variable new inferred to have type in it only, which may be unexpected. Yeah, that is pretty true, because it will not present, it will not create any other, it will not give you a copy, it will not return anything, right? It will not return any array, that you need to keep in mind. Once you will print the list only, on that time you will see the list is updated, and your list values will loaded with list 2 as well. So ABCD and then ABCD again, right? So both things will be there. Now you need to say, you need to check like plus operators and the plus equal operator also. So this was the append style, right? Now if you want to store some new variable, then you need to use list plus list 2, and it will give you the proper thing, and your new will be loaded with that only, right, the new values. So this will return you like whole list combination of list and list 2, right? So if you want a new fresh result, then you can use plus operator. Now like that also you can work. And one more thing is there, which is plus equals to operator, right? So it will work like you want to append the result into the same list, then you should not create the list. And if you don't want a new fresh list, then you can comment this, and you can say like my list only should be plus add-on with list 2. So this is a plus assignment operator, and this will plus the whole result, and it will give you the same thing. The 8 points will be there, and objects will merge, right? So like that you can just combine an array with a plus equals to plus append features, right? Now number 6 is saying how to remove element from an array, right? How you can remove the elements from an array. So we'll quickly see this one also. Now the topic 6 is saying removing, right? How you can just remove some elements from the array. So what I'll do, I'll say here, I'll first check remove at index, remove first, any index will be there, that index you will give, remove last, and remove last any index you will give there, and remove subrange, that means the whole sequence will remove from there. Remove subrange R is the same fundamental, whatever remove subrange will work. And remove all, that means everything will be removed from there. Remove all keeping capacity, that means you want the capacity, what reserve capacity you just stored, like I already explained you. If you will give the reserve capacity, and this reserve capacity you want to store and you want to reserve, then you should make it true, otherwise you can make false. So it will not reserve the capacity in future, right, if you are working in data structure or algorithm. And then pop last, that means the last one will popped up. So whole thing you understood. Also we can check here for your better understanding, like list will be there. Now I'll say remove at index. What index? 0 1 2 3, that means 3 index I want to remove something. It will remove, and it will say now D is removed. And if you will see the result of the list, then you'll see ABCD, ABC only will be there, right? This is there. Now if I want to check like remove first, then what it will remove, right? So I'll say list dot remove first, right? So it is saying I'll remove my first thing. Now you'll see it is removing A, right? If I don't have any array, then what will happen? What it will remove? We need to check, right? So it is saying if you will use remove first like that on the optional things or array is not there, it will give you crash and bad results. So keep in mind this thing, right? So value should be there. Now remove first will remove A, right? Remove last will remove your last one, right? Last object, whatever it is there, D or something like that, and it will give you the ABC result at the end, right? Now the last thing I want to tell you here, remove last, remove first, you understood. Now remove first, some index is there, remove last, some index is there. What is that? So I need to understand this one also. I'll comment this. I'll say list dot remove remove last, right? Remove last is there. So two functions are there. Now what is K? K is remove the specified number of the element from the end of the collection. So remove last, you can remove a last, but what thing you want that you need to remove. So 0 1 2 3 I So I want to remove the C. So what is the meaning of the remove last actually? So remove last is saying remove the specific number of the elements from the end of the collection, right? So specific number. Now you will see the list result will be look like this. Once you will say 2, then till 2, right? So D and C deleted, AB is remaining, right? So from the last, if you will give this one, then till here it will remove this thing, this part from the array, right? So AB remaining. Now if you will do the same thing reciprocal in the remove first, like K, and you will do the same thing like 2, then 0, 1 and 2, what will happen? What should be the result? I think D, right? So D will be there or not, we'll see. CD will be there, right? So remove first, that means 0 and 1, till 1 it went and CD was there, right? So it is not taking the indexing of the array, like array will start from 0, right? But it is catching like 1 and 2, that means it's considering your first object as a 1 and B is 2 and AB is deleting and CD is remaining. So if you will see, if you will think like array indexing will start from 0, then it will not work. So basically 1 and 2, that means how many items you want to remove, those you can give here. From the first side, those will removed. So first side 2 items removed, and if you will use the last, then from last side 2 elements will remove, right? So CD, something like that. So it is pretty enough, pretty good. Like you can just remove the things from last side and first side. Now remove subrange and remove all. So remove all with keep capacity, that means I have a list dot reserve capacity will be 5, right? And then if I will print something, like if you will print this reserve capacity, then list dot reserve capacity will be 5, right? But I want to experiment here one thing, like 5 capacity is there. Now what I'll do, I'll say list, hey, I want to remove subrange, right? And I have a subrange, I already created a subrange here. I'll use the same subrange here, and I'll say range is 0 starting from 0 to 3. I'll say this range will go there, and I'll say this is my range, integer range, and I'm removing, and again I'll print the capacity here. What will happen? Everything removed, but like only one thing is there, D is there, because I gave 0, 1 and 2 and D is there, right? D is there, because if I will give 4, then what will happen? It will go and just delete everything, right? So 0, 1, 2 and 3, so everything is deleted, right? Now what will happen if I will give 6, right? It is 0, 1, 2 and 3 only available. If I am giving more range, then something bad will happen, or it will take care automatically? No. So if you will give bad range with corresponding to the count of the list, it will give you error. That you should be keep in mind. Okay, now list capacity is always 5, right? List capacity is always 5, which I don't want. I want to say, like, if everything will be deleted, then what can be happen? Just my capacity also should be removed. So what I will do, I'll use this remove subrange, remove, yeah. So the remove all will work over there. This remove all will do all the things, like it will not use this range and all. It will directly remove all, and also it will say like keep capacity should be false, and then you'll see what result should be there. You'll see there, right? So capacity is also 0 and everything is removed as well, right? So like that, everything is removing over there. Now pop last part, what is there? What is the pop last? is available. So if you will do list.poplast and you'll comment everything and you have the capacity, it's fine. Capacity will be always stored there. Pop last, that means automatically it is saying it will pop out the D, right? So D is popping out and you will see this will be look like this, right? So all about the removing things we covered. Now we are just moving forward to how to find elements into the array. In the array there are contains will be there, all satisfy, first index, first index, last index, where, min and minimum by, and max by, right? So those features are there. If you are like, if you want to learn a little bit more deeper, you can just open the documentation as well, and you can just take help from there, and you can learn those things from there also, right? So findings, so how you will just find something, right? So contains is there, that we understood, like where elements will be there, it will return you something. But all satisfy, suppose this all satisfy is there and I don't know about this thing, then you can check out this description, like what description will be will tell, like if something will be some satisfaction, like some like the following code use the method test whether all the names in the array have at least 5 characters, like all have the 5 characters are there or not, like that these conditions will say all satisfy, right? So simply you understood this, like one array is there, their strings is there, and in the string, like we just made a condition and that condition is true for all objects, then that means it's completely satisfied. So how easily we understood this all satisfy, right? So same like that we can just move forward for rest of things, but like whatever I know I can just explain you quickly. So I'll just pick this and you will just understand this, how to find elements the array now, right? So this is our next topic. Now again I'll take the same list and I will try to do experiment on the same list quickly here. So number 7 is here, it is saying like list is there. Now I want to implement the contains, right? So it is saying true, and where also I'll check, right? So it will work like if list dot contains. So two things are there, contains, one is predicate and another is my whatever things are there, right? That will come up. So contains, like suppose it will help me the A, right? So I'll say yes, it is available, and if E will not there, then it will say like no, not available, right? Like that. So if this array is containing A, that means it's available, otherwise no. Like that you can use this contains property, right? So simple. Now if you will see, like one more another thing is there, contains available, that means A is there, but if I want to go with the E, then it will be not there, right? So it will print no. Like that you can just see like whether my element is there. So you are finding an element, right? So number 1. Now contains where. So what is where? I don't know about this thing also, but I'll explain. I'll try to understand this, right? So there are some predicates where, like some string, whatever string is coming. So it is saying like list contains where my string A, like whatever string is coming, str, like suppose str string will be there, and if it will be because if you will see like dot contains, it will throw it will give you a boolean representation, true or false, right? So you don't need to check also. So if list will be okay, suppose you want to use the where status, right? So over there you can use this variable where keyword, right? So list contains whatever str value will be there, that you need to check. Whatever str is there, that is giving you something good or not. If my str is equals to a, then return true, right? Rest you can return the false, right? Like that. I'll do the experiment and I'll see what status can come. So it is saying yes, true, right? So if I will pass like E is there or not, then what will happen? You'll see E will be not available there and it will give you false, right? So false status 4 times it happened. So in the loop, if you want to check something, then you can use this contain, right? And you can do some experiments over there with the data as well. So both contains you understood. Now we'll focus on all satisfied. As we went through the documentation, like if where status will be there, and status will say like if my list have all the characters, those are just satisfying one condition or not. So satisfy. So if whatever things are coming, you can write in also, or you can use this one also, like $0. That means it will count 1 2 3 4 5 6 so on, right? So whatever stack was there, that stack will create and it will count hash. This $sign will be the 0 index, then 1 index, then 2 index, then 3 index. So $sign is saying that I am the index, but 0 is saying the value, right? So whatever value will be there, that will become there. Now value is a string, so it is automatically knowing that list is a string type, so it will say list have one count also, and it will say count is greater, it should be equals to 1 or not. So if everything in the all elements having the one thing, then everything will be satisfied and status will be true. Like that you can use all satisfy, right? So if you will print this status, you will see what status is coming over there. So you'll see what status will be true. Now if I will say AB, I will type, then this will be fail and it will false, right? So it's simply like that. Now finding the first element and then finding the first index, right? So first we'll go with the first, right? Where clause. So I'll go there and I'll say, hey listen, I want to search something like that, list dot first. So how many things are coming there? First where, first index of, first index where, right? So you can search like that, and remove we already understood, right? So first, if it will give you the result first, like first value will from the array it will give you, right? And it is also optional because it can be nil. Then what will happen there? It will be crash, or what it will give you just now you can just understand. So I'll say like if let and value will be there, and I want to say like list dot first please give me, and it will be now not optional, and that value I need to print, right? So you'll say now my array is empty, but it is not giving you error, right? So it's not restricting like previous values we were checking into the removing and all, right? So here not like that, but optional will not come inside this because value is not there. Now what you can do, you can just paste this thing again and it will give you the AB first, right? So like that, first index will come, first value will come. Now I want to understand another thing, which is saying first index of element, right? So I'll say list dot first index of, what of? So of is saying element, right? So it is saying like AB is here, right? And AB is there as well. because array is holding duplicacy, right? So at 0 index, 1 and 2 index and 3 index also array available. But what it will hold, it will give you the first index of that AB, right? So I said, hey, just I want to find AB's first index. Wherever it is, just give me that, right? It is also optional because maybe the value will be there or not, right? So there or not, first index of is also optional. If you will see, this is also the integer also will come as a optional, because if nothing will be there, then what index he will give, right? So index, if you want to find of that particular string, and that will also first index, right? In the array, that is our duty, that it should be not duplicate, and if something is duplicate there, then that means you need to find only the first element, rest you need to ignore. So at the 0 index, it will find the index and it will print that only, right? Like that. So it is printing the first index. Now the last index is same like that. Right now it is printing 0 because at the 0 index it found, right? Now if I will search last index, it will work same like that only, right? But it will start from this side, right? So last index, if I will say then 0, 1 and 2 and 3, right? So what will be the index? The last index will be 3, right? Because from here he is finding and he is ignoring everything else. So this is cool. Like that you can find first index and last index things. Now first and last will also work same like that. Like list first is there, same like that, list last will be there, and you can use the last keyword is D, so value will be D. Now your first, you understood first index, you understood index of element. Now one index of element is also there. Maybe it is deprecated now, but we can check it out. So I'll comment rest things, and I'll say list dot index of index, right? So it will be index of. So now index of is not available, right? So that means in Swift 5.4 it is removed, it is deprecated actually. So index of will be not there. Index after, index before, it is cool enough. Index after, index before is saying like after this value, this 0, what will be the index, that index it will print, right? It is pretty simple. So index of is replaced by the first index and last index. Now last where and the first where, that also we understood, right? So where element is okay, then it will give you the first index of that particular value, and the last index will give you the last index, right? And the last element, if you want, then it will return the element also, and first element it will also return the element. So remember, if you want some index, then you need to use first index where element or something like that, and it will return you index. Or only last or first you will do, then it will return you the value only, right? And so that depends on the conditions. Like if you are searching for the index, then it will give you the index. If you are searching for elements, then it will give you the elements, right? So now MinBy and max by is the last thing. But before that, I'll see, like if I'm searching for a value, right? Then what I need to use, list dot first where. This will give you the value, right? So if str is there and I know the thing, so I'll say like return str if str have some value like ab, right? So if something is like there, then first element ab should come to me, right? So it will be print here into my if let keyword value, something like that, and I know ab is at there. I don't want to know about the 0 index, right? So I want to know about ab is available or not. If AB will be there at first index, it will print there. But what will happen if I want index of that AB? That we already covered, right? So first index of AB. So it will give you the perfect result, and you will see that will be a index rather than value, right? So print, and first index value will be your index 0, and same like that last index will be there, the same like last index, right? That we covered already, so it is fine. Now first value also you understood, the last value also you understood, how you can just capture the last. If duplicate things are there, it will work like that only. Now minimum and minimum, you need to find some minimum, right? So if you have something like that, if you have, rather than this integer, if you have a string, if you have an integer, then how you will find the max minimum, right? Like that. So what will be the max number minus number you need to find, right? So for this, like search a value, then you can say, first of all you need to understand, like min is giving me integer, can you see, small optional. So maybe if nothing will be there, then what will happen, will it work or not, right? So we need to check this. If let min value, right, min value, and this min value is coming there or not, that I need to check. So min value will look like this, and you will be able to print that min value from the array. So right now 0, so nothing is coming here, and no error also coming, right? That I wanted to check. But now if you will check this thing, then min value will be there 100%, which is 0 because I just made it 0, right? Now the another function was there, min by element, right? What is that? So if I don't know and if I'm not able to understand, you can check your documents also, but we'll try to understand this here only. So min by means return the minimum element in the sequence using the given predicate as the comparison between elements, right? So that means a condition will be there, and that will give you the minimum result, right? So if A is there and B is there, you will compare something and you will return something, right? Still I want to go and jump over there on the documentation where actually it is using, so you will get the whole idea, right? So suppose you have a U and that have some like this, like key and value pairs are there, and in that if you want to check something, then MinBy will work over there, right? So it is perfectly fine. I got the idea how you can just suppose, rather than this list, if you have a class person, right, and that person class have like where name and string will be there, and where age, and which is integer, and suppose 30 will be there, and the name will be like iOSCoder something, and this person, I'm just creating here a person object like this, right? And then so on, I'm just creating two person, right? And one person have the age 30, but another I want to give something, then can't I give over there? If I will make it a struct, then I'll able to create over there only, right? Struct, and then you'll see I will able to create this like Java coder, and the age will be like 28, right? So this is less and this is higher, so by default it will be 30 age, and the second person age will be 28, right? So now what I cannot convert value of person to expected element type of int, yeah I know. So we can use this, and then this list you can compare by this minimum, right? So for this minimum will work, right? So by person to person, so person 1 will be there and person 2 will be there, like that you can use also. And I'll tell you another style with the dollar sign, right? Person2 is there. So now person1 and person2 is there. You want to return something like that, like if my return the minimum number, right, by, right? So rather than like that, you can say first of all you can do like this is fine, person1 and person2. Now just return the person1 dot age should be always less than person2's age, right? Like that, if you can compare and just give me the minimum value, will it work or not, we'll see, right? So I'll say print and min value dot age and print name also, right? Like that you can see. So the name also it will print. Now you will see like what result will come. So 28 Java coder came, right? So how beautifully it defined here, and you are getting the result. But rather than going like so much like if and else, if you want to remove this in and all, then what you can do, you can remove everything. You can remove this one also. You can use this directly like that. This dollar sign 0 dot age should be less than 1 dot age, that means the next one, right? So 0 is your this one, but 1 will be next one, then it will come here, and 1 will be this one, like that. So it will also give you the same result. So better, I generally use this one. You can use this one also, it will be the same style. In you can remove and you can compare like that also, it is good thing. So now what you need to understand is that min is okay, min you understood, max is just same like that. It will give you the max result, right? So it will give you max result rather than min result, and it will be cool enough, and you will understand it will give you the max result. And once you will go and run this, it will give you the I'm sorry, it should be less than only, and it will give you the max result, that means 30, right? So iOSCoder 30 is the maximum one, and the same thing, it will print out the min value with the min, right? That's all, it's simple. Now we'll focus on 8th, how to select, exclude and transform an array, which is very important, right? And then iterate and filter, and then finally how to sort and split an array, right? So number 8 is saying how to select, exclude and transform. So selecting an array, prefix is there, suffix is there, right? How you will work over there, that I'll tell you. So I'll go there directly and I'll jump in the basic understanding. Selecting an element is saying prefix, okay, slice, it is returning slice, right? It is returning slices. So you understood, it will give you the slice, prefix slice or suffix slice. Now I need to check what is my prefix slice and suffix slice. I'll make a simple array again, not complicated like this. I'll create a var list, and which will be my string, right? And this string have again something like A, B and C and D and so on, right? So this array, string array will be there, and I'll check the suffix thing into this array and prefix thing into the array. So this is called selecting elements, right? So how you can work with prefix, I'll check it out. So same, we know very well, if let slice, I'll take from which this list, and what from the prefix, and prefix have something like that, through and int, right? So max length, through and up to, right? Prefix and up to. So up to is saying return the subsequent from the start to collect Append but not including the specified position, right? And through, that means till that position, right? So I'll understand, and you also understood, right? So prefix max length, that means I want to give like 0, 1 and 2, so I'll give 2 and then I'll see like what slice is coming over there, right? So I'll print and I'll check what slice is coming there. Now it is saying an initializer for conditional binding must have optional type, not array string subsequence, right? So it is saying like I need to check again like what was this prefix. So prefix is a 100% slice, not a if-let, right? So don't use if-let. Slice prefix, and you can say max length is 2, that means 0, 1 and 2. We'll see what slice is coming over there, right? AB, right? So prefix is saying till 2 it will not print, it will print till 0 and 1 and 2 will remove. So now this is saying like I will go with this whatever prefix value you will give me till that, but I want to go till 2, like whatever 2 is there, 2 at the 2 place C is available. So what I'll do, I'll use the prefix through and prefix up to, right? So through, that means 2 I'll use, and then AB will convert into ABC, right? And you'll see ABC is there. Now up to is used for the that thing only, like till AB it will work. Same like that, suffix will work. And while is saying, prefix while is saying a condition will be there, a predicate will be there, that you need to use. So prefix while will work as a predicate. Like suppose I have CD, then what you will do, str, and that str if return will be like my str.count should be equals to 1, till that only prefix will give me, CD will not work out there, and that slice I'll print there, right? So better like you can use if-let, and you can use like this, and you can just print that value, right? So it's simple. So the slice will be there. Now you'll see it is saying initializer conditions have optional, not this one. Okay, this will also give you the 100% result, so no need to worry about the optional chaining and all. You can just work around there, and slice will be print over there, right? So slice will be AB because CD is have 2 count and it will go till 1 count only. Rather than creating like that in and all, you can use this $0 dot count, and count will be equals to 1, then it will be fine for this slice, and it will give you the same result. So better practice this, right? So prefix is fine, it is giving you the same result. Now suffix will also work same like that, so you can just use suffix, and suffix max length will give you like 2, then 2 it will ignore 2 and it will go D and E will print over there, and you will see D and E will be there, right? So quickly you will run this and you will see D and E came, but suffix from will say like I'll include whatever value you will give me, like till 2, and 2 will also I'll just consider, right? So CD also will be there, the part of this one. So suffix from 2, that means from 2 only it will start D and E, and it will give you CDE, right? This is simple. Now excluding elements, so drop first, drop last, and drop while, you know very well how it will work, right? So slice will be there, and it will say list drop first, drop last, and whatever, right? So if you are using drop last, then it will drop E, and it will say whatever GG D till D, it will work like that. Drop first, that means drop first will work, right? And it will give you drop first thing, and slice will be B, start from B, G, D, E, and drop while, that means it will again go with the predicate, and str will be there, and drop the things like till return my str dot count should be equals to 1 till that it can drop. So 1 1 but 2, then GDE will save and you will print this result, then GDE will be there, right? It's pretty simple. So like that you can drop, while I again will tell you, like, don't use in and all, you need to use 0.1.0.count equals to 1, like that, right? So it will be one line and it will good for you, right? While developing the apps, on that time you can use this one. Now drop first, drop last, and drop while you understood. Now map, flat map, compact map, and reduce, all three things I'll just cover just now. You'll see that thing quickly and you will understand the difference between map, flat map, and compact map also you will understand. Okay, so suppose I have a list, so where list is there, and this list is loaded with a string value, and this string value is saying like 1 2 and 3, right? Something like that, and my fourth value will be some garbage value, right? So I'll use like where new, and I'll say, hey list, listen, map is useful actually. First of all, I want to tell you why map is useful, right? Map is saying I will transform from list string to, I want suppose list integer, right? So it is transformed one form to another form. For this, map is useful, right? So list string will transform into the integer form, right? So you will return the integer like that, and it will quickly return into the integer, and then your converted str string array will convert into your integer array. So quite simple, right? It is a simple example. You can do big things over there, but it will return you optional because some garbage can come there and values can't be matched, and it will give you error. It will give you no result, right? So on that time, this map will say, here I'll give you nil value over there, right? I will give you nil value. But what compact map is saying, I'm not like that. I will punish them and I'll remove them, right? Whatever nil garbage values will come, I'll remove them and I'll give you the sure things. So always use compact map if you want to get a better result, and if you want to get it out from optional chaining as well, right? So 1 2 3 4 is coming, 5 is not coming because it is garbage, and nil value will not considered by the compact map. That is the difference between map and compact map. It will remove all the nil and garbage things from the map. Now what is a flat map and how it is different from this, I'll tell you. So suppose I have a two-dimensional array, and this two-dimensional array is loaded like this: 1 2 3 integer array, 1 2 3 and so on. So you need to copy this and you need to enter this, and you need to say it will be my two-dimensional array like that, and I will say 2D array, right? 2D. So 2D array, if I will print, it will look like that, right? And I'll remove the whole thing, and I'll say, hey 2D array, I want to make you into the single flat result, right? So how I will do this, right? So you can use a where flat array, right? You can use flat array, and this flat array will say, hey 2D array, listen, I want to use flat map on you, and whatever transformation will come result, that result simply you can give me in a single form, right? That's all. I don't want to transform right now, but yes, I have the power to transformation of this integer to a string also, right? That also I can do, but flat map will, what it will give you the result, you'll see. So if you want to convert 2 or 3 dimensional array into single flat result, it will come like that, right? Pretty simple. Now reduce is saying, like, I want to reduce some result, right? So I have a, rather than 2D and these things, I have a list, simple list will be there, and which will be a integer list. And if you will see, this integer list have 5 plus 5 something. I just want a result. then I need to use reduce. So from any array, if you want any result, then you can use this, right? From any array, if you want to produce a result, final result, right? So there are lots of values. From whole values, if you want to produce a result, then you can use reduce, right? So I want, suppose, some result from this list, then I'll say list dot reduce, and any initial value if you want to add, that will go and add into your result, right? So result, suppose whatever result will come, that will be look like that, and the next value will be look like that, and you can say result plus next, and this 0 will also add into the result at the very first time. And once you will print this result as a sum, then you will see sum will look like this. So 5 plus 5, 10, right? So your 10 will be there, right? Now if you want to add 5, then it will go and add on the result, so it will be the 50, right? It is simple, pretty simple, right? And don't be scared about removing in. So you can do, I think, like that also, like whatever I was doing. Maybe I will stop there, but I'm sorry if I will stop. So result 0 plus result 1 I want to do, will it work or not? I can say right, it is working, right? It is giving you the result, right? So better you need to use this. So multiplier, divide, whatever you think you want, you can use this, right? It's pretty simple. So reduce will work like that. Lazy is saying lazy sequence if you want to add into the array. So suppose you have a struct, and it will work into only struct and classes, right? So I have a person, and this person have some task list, right? So where tasks will be there, and it will be the string array, and that I want to define as a lazy, right? As a lazy. So lazy, that means it will go and store into the somewhere else, not in heap, right? So this is the algorithm. So task will be like A task, then B task, and so on, right? So it will return like that, and it will work perfectly till once if you will create the object, let obj of that person, right? Once you created the object person, and if you are using this object somewhere, like I'm just using this here, obj dot task, then only it will initialize into the heap, right? So now it is saying cannot use the mutating value to, because it should be variable. It should be variable, and then I can use this thing, right? So AB is there, and it is printing AB, right? So now it is working perfectly fine. So AB will work perfectly fine, and can you see AB is there? So that lazy means I will not initialize into the heap till my things will not work out by someone else, right? So it will be not inside the heap. Person will be there into the heap, but this object task list will be not inside the heap. Once somebody will use, it will come and just initiate himself there, right? So it is saving the memory. Now what next is saying how to iterate and filter an array, right? So I'll go quickly and understand this one also. It is quite simple. Iterate and filter. For each enumeration, make iterator, and underestimated count, right? So for each, you know very well, on the list array, if I want to comment everything, and I have this thing, list will be there, I will copy this one also. I'll comment this, and I'll say I'll copy here only. And if I want to iterate some ABC, then I can say like A, B, and C will be there, right? And those things, if I want to iterate, then how I will iterate? I have some formulas for each, enumerated, and make it iterable, right? So first I'll use for each. So list for each, and then body will be there and str will be there, and it will be simply you can iterate them, right? And you will see you will able to print those without any index and all, and you will be able to iterate ABC simply, right? Now another thing is there enumerated. So enumerated is like that. Now list is okay, but in the for each you will go inside somewhere, you will not able to use break or some state. Can you see? You cannot use a break or continue statement to exit the current into the for each, right? Estimated value. So call the given closer element same the loop, that will look into the underestimated value also. But I was telling, like, if you will break here or if you will use something like that, it will not work here. If str is equals to a, then break, something like that you will try to use, it will not work out over there, and it will stop. Like break and continue will not work into the for each loop. That you need to remember, right? Now, like, we can just understand two more things, like enumerated and make iterator, right? So enumerated will tell you, like, I have the list, right? So I want an index also, and I want index plus the value, like that. Then I can use the enumerated, right? It will give me both. So you can just print the index of that particular value, what was the index, that also will be there, and you can print your value. So it's simple, right? Now you can just understand this one. It is saying expect, yeah, in should be there in between them. So you'll see index and value, so on, right? So 0, 1, 2 and something like that it will be, right? Now this is enumerated. What is make iterator? Make iterator is saying, like, I want to create a list iterator, right? Iterator, and I'll do like list dot make iterator will be there. Now I can use this list iterator as a next keyword with while, right? How? Like while, and I'll say next I can say this will be give me a next operator, right? Next. So this thing, while next is available, till that I can while let also I can use or not, let me check. And value or next, you can print the next like that, and I want to print next. So let's see. Now it is saying next should be a let constant, yeah. So yes, we are able to print next as well here, right? So if you want to use the next keyword into the while, you can make it iteratable with the next keyword, right? This will be the helpful thing for the make iteratable. Now underestimated count is saying, like, whenever you will go with the sequence, like sequence type. So whatever you saw, like list, this is have sequence, or if you will create a list like that, rather than this, you will create a array, and this will be a string array, and this string array will hold the sequence, right? This one, and it will hold the list like that, and it's a list string, right? So here if you will see, and I'm just saying list string dot reserve capacity is 10, but this capacity will be 1 2 3 4 5, right? So it will be just equivalent to my count of the elements, right? So list string dot capacity, you need to print list string dot underestimated count, and list string count also you need to print, right? All three you will see something will come here, and those will be look like this. Capacity will be 10, underestimated thing will be 3, and count also 3. So basically underestimated count is saying I will be always less than or equal to that collection count only, right? I'll not go beyond this. So count and underestimated count are the same, but underestimated count property will work on sequence only, sequence type only, right? So it will not work on like string dot count or something like that. It will not work, right? So whatever things are there, those are belongs to sequence. Their underestimated count will work as like count only. That's all. So instance method, filter function is there that you need to understand now, right? So how you can filter a list. So I will comment this thing and I'll say this is my list, right? So this list I will just now put at the bottom so that I can just explain you quickly. Now I just printed this here, I just added this here. Now you need to understand I have ABC, right? Or so on, A B C D E or something like that. I want to filter something on new result I want, then what I'll do, where list, and I'll say this will be the new list new, and I'll say hey list, listen, I want to filter the array where something will belongs to, where str is equals to a, that please give me all A's, right? So if I have A, then it will give me all A's from this list, right? So once you will check the list new, what list new will come, we'll look into this. So 3 A's will come over there and it will extract, right? Now I don't want to use this again. I'll tell you, kindly use 0 and equals to A. It will be very easy and simple, right? So in general term you need to use like this, $0. Dollar means the index and 0 means the value, right? So you'll see it's a true, but list value will be also there because it's always giving you true, and because A is presenting there and A's value will be like that, right? Now the last thing is how to sort and split an array, right? Quickly we'll understand this. Sorting is there, like sort by, sorted, sort by, and reverse, shuffle, shuffled, and partition, right? And swap. So everything is pretty easy, but we'll go through them all one by one, right? So what I'll do, I will place this number 10 here, and I'll say list is there, right? Now sort, I want to sort it, right? So suppose something sorting is work on like integer, then I'll say my list will be integer, and 10 something like that, it will be there. It's not sorted, right? It's not sorted. So I want to sort this, and I'll say list.sort. Now remember, if you will do this, the list.sort will give you this kind of information, right? 2 to 67, and it will sort. But if you will try to use into new, it will not able to produce the result, and new will be a empty box, new will be a empty box. If you will see, it's a empty box. So if you want a new result, the sort will work on the list, particular list only, and it will update this one only. So inside the same object, if you want to update the sorting, then you can use sort. Otherwise you need to use sorting. That is the difference between sort and sorting. Simple, right? So new, now it will give you a sorted result, and your old existing thing will be always same. So it will not distract your old thing. So if you don't want to distract the list, older list, and you want to use only the newer list as a sorted, then you need to use sorted rather than sort. Otherwise sort will update the main list only, right? Now what is sort by? So sort by is there. It is saying, now if I want to sort by, right, I want to sort by with two things I have. One is it's not like ascending only, I want descending also, right? I want descending also. Then how I will work? Then there are greater than and equal to operator is there, the greater than or less than operator is there, and like that you can sort, right? So it will be in the descending and it will be in ascending. Very simple, right? Now listen, reverse and reversed. What is the reverse and reverse? Same, it will work. Reverse and reverse with the new, you can see. So what will happen? You will use reverse, right? Then it will work into the same list. New will be always give you the empty result, right? It will not give you anything to new, but you will use reverse. That means your old object, the list will be same, but new will come with good values, right? And it will reverse the things, right? So basically if I want to print this thing, if you will see for item in new, and then you will print those things, then it will look like that. It will reverse the each item, right? So you'll see it reverses perfectly, 67 5 to 65, like that, right? So it is reversing perfectly. Now reverse and then shuffling. What is the shuffle? And shuffle T using some in out function, and shuffle and shuffle will also work same. So you are killing 3-4 birds together. Now ed, it will be the ed, that means it will produce new result in any case, or if it will be without d, then it will give you changes into this one, and new will be empty always, right? So shuffle. Now shuffle, then you can shuffle the things over there in the new element, then you'll see what result will come, right? So basically it's like it will give you empty, and then you will place d there, and then it will work like it will shuffle the things, right? So the places will change over there, and it will shuffle the things, right? Whatever it will be, random things will be there. So basically it's good for puzzle and questions, like you can give randomly into your puzzle logics, right? Now what is the shuffled using? So it is saying random number generator, like any number you want to generate, then you can give a good extra algorithm, and then it will shuffle by that algorithm only, right? It's pretty simple. Now you have this partition and swap it, right? So partition, what is the partition and what is the swap? Let's look into this. So partition is saying, like whenever you are just creating this one, actually a array will be there, right? And inside that, like 30 and 20 and 40 and so on, it will be there, right? So I'll make a condition to that array, like I have a 20, like less than 20 all can go to the right side and rest can go to uh, uh, the right side and rest can go to the left side, right? So greater objects will go to the right side and the smaller object will go to the left side. So how it will possible? It will possible with the pivot partition. So how you will do, you'll say where p indexing will be there, and you'll say list dot partition, just do the partition of that particular uh, array, list array, and say I have one condition, and that condition I'll pass here, like my 0 will be value will be greater than always 4 or less than 4. Then what will happen? You'll see, you will print this again, right? So the list is there, again you need to print that list, and pivot value also, like from where the partitions are happening, that will also you will understand. So this 10 3 4, so 2 is less, right? So 2 and 3 will be always, 3 is less, so whatever less things are there, those will come in front of 4 and the bigger things will go the right side. Like that you can do partitions, right? And p indexing is saying 3, I am at the third index, where from there you can do the partition with the range, right? So you can say, like you can create a range over there, like where range will be there, and you can say if you want like left side small things, then you can say pivot value should be p, and then you can just say less objects will be, less slice will be there, and that less slice will give you the list of this range, less range, right? So 2 3 4 will be there, right? Less than or equal to 2 3 4 will be there. So pivot is 3, that 4 pivot is giving you 3, that means the array will be go till 0 1 and 2, so it is giving you 2 3 4 all, right? Now if you want to check, like from pivot to, you want to go till end, right? So then you can say list dot count, right? So that will be list dot count, and then it will be greater the slice, right? So list will be look like this. So it's simple, 6 5 5 10 like this. So you can just do this thing and you can use the pivot value for the partition, and you will divide your things there, right? Like that. Now partition is okay. Swap at, that means if you want to swap something into this, like 10 to 4 and 4 to 10, then how you can do? So you can do like list dot swap at, first index is, like suppose 0 is the 10th index, right? 0 1 and 2 is the 4th index, so 2 you can give like that, and then again you will print, it will be swapped. So you will see now 10 4 swapped by the position, right? Like that. Now you need to understand what is the splitting and joining again, right? So it is pretty easy and pretty simple how you can split the array, how you can join the array, right? So suppose I have a string array A, B and C, right? So now what I can do on this, right, for the splitting and for the joining again. So split and separator object is there. So for this, like first I'll go, because it's splitted already and it's a list array. Now I want to convert this into string, then I want to join this, right? So joined string will be there, and I'll join everything by the list dot join, and separator will be there, whatever separator, space or comma or whatever you want to give, and then you will see your list is converted into a string, right? ABC, Now again, if I want to change this into the list, right? So what I'll do, where new list, and it will be a string type, right? And I want all the things from the join string. This will be the string, and I want to split this string with the separator keyword, which is already loaded there with the comma separator. So it will help me to introduce this here, right? So new list will be, now split cannot assign a value type string subsequence. Okay, join dot split separator. Okay, it will give you a substring array, not a string array, right? So yeah, I know this thing, and you can just use this one. So it will give you a substring array, and again once you will print this, you will see new list will be available like this, right? So now this is the splitting, joining again and splitting again, right? So there are some more feature. Max split separator is okay. Joined, what is joined, and what is some more functions, that also we can cover, because we covered already everything. So why we should stop here? List, joined, separator is fine. Sequence, okay, if you want any sequence like return type consideration element sequence of the inserting a given separate between each others, right? So like if you will go to this joined separator thing, same like this, sequence will be there, a sequence will come. That sequence you can use here rather than a single line, right? Rather than a single line. So if you will go to the documentation again and you will open this join, separator will go with the separator only, but join is there with the separator in the sequence. So can you see? So here a big sequence is available, and that sequence if you want to add like this, then it will go and add the sequence also, -1 2, then -1 2, and so on, right? So suppose like if you have this nested thing, and if you are just going there and just adding the sequence into this array, right? Like nested number is there, the nested number will be there. Now you want to add one more nested thing in between those nested values, right? And then you want to join them. Then how it will work, you'll see. So this joined with the nested number and joined by this. So the final outer result will be like wherever it will join by this thing, right? Not comma separated. So it will work in the two-dimensional things, right? Same like that. Yeah. There, like how many splits are there, right? So max splits or separator, how they will work, right? So this is join. Suppose now I have a line will be like hey, and lots of space will be there, and then cool will available, right? Then how if I will just place the space and I'll just make a fresh list, right? So fresh list from this thing line, then how I will just split, right? Then one result will say like give me the space and give me the result. So what it will do, it will one space, and then if you will see hey cool will be there, right? So it is pretty simple. Directly fresh result will be there as a hey and cool. Rest empty spaces will remove from this. But what will happen if I want those empty spaces also? Then how I will do this? So I'll say like I'll not use this one, I'll use split and separator. Like I want to split this with the max split separator, and I'll say hey listen, I want first max split separator 1 and omitted empty subsequence means true or false. So what I will do, I'll say true, and I'll say like my result should be just compared by this string, like wherever space will come, my string will split and just convert into the crash list. So you'll see max split is saying hey, and then the whole space is also coming. Before it was not coming, right? So omitting empty subsequence was working like that, right? Now you'll do false, any result, separate result will come or not. You'll see nothing is changing and this is not affecting anywhere, right? Now what is the effect of this, I'll tell you, but before that you can just increase the 1 to 2. Then what will happen, one more space empty result will come there, one more empty space result will come there. So you'll see hey was there, cool was there, and max split just converted like 2 3 result. I'll just print it out, and I want to make it false as well. Now if I said like true, that means omitting empty subsequence should be true. That means you need to remove the empty subsequence, right? I said no, I don't want to remove the empty subsequence, and I want the result in 3 partition should be empty empty empty, right? 1 2 and third one is like that. So it started counting the empty as a split conversion, right? So after a space, whatever empty will come, it will come into double quotes. Getting my point? So if there are like 10 empty space, maximum empty space are there, those all will cover, and that will convert into empty empty empty, and then cool will be at the end. Now this omitting empty space, if I will make true, then what will happen, it will remove those things, and hey cool will directly implement, and hey cool will come like this. So you understood the meaning of omitting empty subsequence, which if you will do true, then your all the extra spaces which is not relevant, those will remove. If you will make them false, then they will exist over there, and the max count will say how many empty spaces or how many splits you want, that you can just give it here, and those things will cover as a blank empty string. So whatever like comma separator you are giving, then it will be convert, lots of comma separators will be there, then it will convert also into the empty thing, right? Like that. So hope everything we covered today. So in the array, like all 10 topics we covered, and now you are good to go with array, and you understood and you are familiarized with the array. All the things will be very helpful to you when you will just create your apps. So if you like this complete tutorial, then kindly share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching this.